Let's talk about food poverty. Today in the UK, more than 8.4 million are getting screwed, struggling to access or afford healthy, nourishing food. Surely it should be a basic human right to not go to bed at night hungry. Meanwhile, we're getting fed this vulgar dish you serve the nation, and I refuse to hide my distaste for this flagrant waste you call the coronation. Still, families are relying on charity because food banks are restricted, supplies are limited. Lone parent households hardest hit, mostly mothers, with cut benefits on just £34.40 a week for food and drink. Then there's the stigma and the shame and the finger of blame. It's time to reclaim the power. Let me tell you about Michelle Donnelly, mother of 4 from Hackney, where 48.1% of children live in poverty. She's fed 100,000 locals since 2020, with food intercepted from the waste stream, set up a food hub in her community completely independently after seeing too many bellies empty. She works full-time for no pay, night and day, 80 hours a week on very little sleep. Her living room is full of packets and tins with nowhere to store things. Lugging heavy crates, her whole body aches. Stretched between a project displaced with no base. Coordinates 100 volunteers, yet her rent is in arrears and she's often in tears as she reads another desperate text from a neighbour in need. So many mouths to feed. Donnelly is strong, but is it up to her to fix what has gone wrong? We've got 1 in 7 adults experiencing food insecurity, a quarter of households in fuel poverty. The standard of living is lacking quality. Surely our leaders have some responsibility. Inadequate government initiatives, a few £100 for a whole winter. First it was heating versus eating, now people can't do either. Inequality needs to be a priority. This is supposed to be a wealthy country, so tell me, where's all the fucking money? People are struggling for basic food security, a vicious cycle in perpetuity. It's time to take back food sovereignty. Food knits us into our communities. Everybody should be able to sit together at the table with the right to choose and eat their own food, according to faith, culture, or worldview. Knowledge, resources, equipment, skills, lower food bills, funding for projects that are community-led. Communities empowered keeps communities fed. More information and education. Let's think ahead 7 generations. Subsidies for regenerative food production, waste reduction, an end to industrial destruction. Avail ourselves to human scale. Our agency is not for sale. Let's demand respect for human dignity, invest in our ability. With an acre each, we could all be free. Yet half the land is owned by the 1%, and I do not consent. So let there be no confusion. The scarcity is an illusion. The truth is, there is no lack. King Charles, we want our commons back.